I still remember the exact moment everything changed, the exact second I realized my life wasn't just spiraling out of control, it was being redesigned. Because when I opened my eyes that morning, groggy and confused, I wasn't lying on the couch in my dorm like I should have been. I was in her room. My rival's room. And I wasn't wearing my clothes. I was wearing something soft. Something silky. Something pastel pink. A dress. A doll dress. My heart punched the inside of my chest so hard I thought it might crack my ribs. What the? My voice came out smaller than I expected, like it didn't even belong to me. I tried to sit up, only to feel the stiff tug of a tight bodice hugging my torso, cinching me in. My breath hitched. The skirt flared around me in a smooth, puffy circle, layers of frills brushing my thighs. My pulse spiked. No. No. This couldn't be real. Then I saw the mirror across the room. And my world splintered. Because staring back at me wasn't the person I remembered being. It was a doll. Me. But not me. My hair, normally messy, stubborn, and hopeless, was curled into soft, glossy waves that framed my face. My skin looked airbrushed, even glowing, like someone had painted me carefully. My lips were tinted a sweet rose, my lashes long enough to brush my cheeks when I blinked. I looked like a porcelain figure someone had placed on display. And I knew exactly who had done it. Because this room, clean, luxurious, decorated in soft neutrals and perfectly arranged makeup, belonged to my rival. Ariana Vale. Top of our class. Queen of the debate team. Flawless. Intimidating. Infuriating. Everything came easy to her. Beauty, grace, confidence. Everything she had. I had to fight for. And now I was sitting in her room, wearing a dress I had never seen before, looking like her personal Barbie. My breath quickened. Oh my God. I have to get out of here. But the moment I stood, the door clicked open. And there she was. Ariana Vale. Smirking like she had planned this moment down to the second. Well, she said, crossing her arms. You woke up early. I thought I'd have another hour to finish your hair. My throat dried instantly. Ariana, what did you do to me? She lifted one perfectly shaped brow. Nothing you didn't agree to. My stomach twisted. What? I didn't agree to anything. She stepped toward me, heels tapping with slow, deliberate clicks. You don't remember last night? She asked. I swallowed. My memory was foggy. Fragments. Laughter. A competition. A dare. Her hand on my shoulder as she said, if you lose, you let me make you over however I want. My blood ran cold. No, I whispered. No way. I didn't. You did. She shrugged lightly. And you lost. Spectacularly. She circled me slowly, like a sculptor inspecting a statue. And now, she murmured, voice dripping with satisfaction, you're my doll for the day. My pulse hammered so hard I felt dizzy. Take it off, I said, clutching the skirt with trembling fingers. I'm serious, Ariana, this isn't funny. Oh, relax. She rolled her eyes as she reached for a makeup brush. If I wanted to humiliate you, I'd have live-streamed the whole thing. I blinked. Then what is this? She paused. And for the first time, her smirk softened, just slightly. This, she said quietly, is me teaching you something you clearly don't see about yourself. I froze. What did that mean? But she was already turning away, gathering palettes, hairpins, ribbons. Sit, she commanded, pointing to the vanity stool. Every part of me screamed to run. Escape. Hide. But something else held me still. A strange, fluttering sensation in my stomach, fear tangled with curiosity. And so, with shaky legs and burning cheeks, I Saturday. And the transformation truly began. The moment she touched my hair, a shiver ran down my spine. Not from fear. Not from panic. From something else. Something new. Something I didn't want to name. Ariana's fingers were surprisingly gentle as she adjusted a curl, securing it with a pearl-tipped pin. You really don't remember, she asked, leaning close enough that I could smell her perfume, warm vanilla and jasmine. Not everything, I admitted, looking away. Well, she said, her lips curving. You asked me to prove a point. I accepted the challenge. I frowned. What point? That underneath all your grumpy boy energy, she brushed a thumb across my cheek, wiping away a speck of blush. You're way prettier than you let yourself believe. My breath caught. My face burned. I couldn't look at her. Stop messing with me, I muttered weakly. If I were messing with you, she said dryly, you'd be wearing neon green eyeshadow right now. Slowly, carefully, she angled my chin toward the mirror. I want you to look. And when I did, my stomach dropped. Because the person in the reflection looked nothing like the awkward, defensive, constantly competing version of me I carried around every day. They looked soft, elegant, composed, beautiful. I can't, that's not. Words tangled in my throat. Ariana smirked. There it is. The shock. Everyone has it the first time. The first time. I echoed. She didn't answer. Instead, she held up a second dress, this one powder blue, with delicate lace and sheer sleeves. My eyes widened. Wait, there's more. Oh, sweetheart, she said, smiling like a cat with cream. We're just getting started. The next hour was chaos. Soft chaos. Sparkling chaos. Pink, fluffy, lace-trimmed chaos. By the time she finished with me, I was wearing not one but 3 different outfits, each more elaborate than the last. Each carefully chosen to match my skin tone, my hair, my posture. And each one made something inside me flutter with a strange, dangerous excitement. Ariana watched every reaction like she was studying me. The way I held my breath when she tied a ribbon at my waist. The way my fingers brushed my skirt when I thought she wasn't looking. The way I stared at myself in the mirror longer than I meant to. By the time she fastened a delicate choker around my neck, I couldn't tell if I was drowning in embarrassment. Or if I was floating. Stand, she ordered. My legs wobbled as I rose, heels clicking softly. She circled me again, slowly, thoughtfully. Then she stepped back, hands on her hips. Perfect, she declared. I swallowed. I don't know if I can do this. You don't have to know. She walked closer, lowering her voice. You just have to try. But why? I whispered, voice cracking. Why are you doing this? She opened her mouth, then hesitated. For the first time since I'd known her, Ariana Vale actually looked unsure. Her eyes softened. Because, she said quietly, you remind me so much of myself before someone helped me. My breath hitched. Someone helped her. The flawless, untouchable Ariana Vale? Before I could process that, she picked up a small handbag and placed it gently into my hands. And then she said the words that sent my heart slamming into my ribs. We're going out. My stomach dropped. No. Ariana, no, 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 people will see me. That's the point. I can't. She stepped closer, close enough that I could feel warmth radiating from her. You can, she said softly. Trust me. And somehow, impossibly, I found myself nodding. Walking beside her felt surreal. The sun was too bright. The air too sharp. The world too real. Every step in the heels made me hyper-aware of the swing of my hips, the flare of my skirt, the way my bracelets jingled softly with every movement. I felt exposed. Vulnerable. Terrified. But also, alive. People glanced at me as we passed, some curious, some admiring, some smiling. Each look made my heart leap into my throat. Ariana stayed close beside me, confident as ever. You're doing fine, she murmured. I feel like I'm about to explode. That's normal. We walked into a small cafe, and my knees nearly buckled. The barista's face lit up. Oh, you look adorable, she said cheerfully, handing me a menu. My cheeks burned so hot I thought I might catch fire. Ariana nudged me. Say thank you. Thank you, I whispered, voice embarrassingly soft. But the barista just smiled warmly. Of course. You two look cute together. I choked. We're not. Ariana kicked my ankle under the table. Relax, she mouthed. I buried my face in the menu, trying to hide my red cheeks. But I couldn't hide the flutter in my chest. Because part of me liked it. Being seen. Being complimented. Being allowed, just for a moment, to exist like this. To be gentle. To be feminine. To be me, in a way I never realized existed. The longer we sat, the more my nerves settled. I sipped my latte carefully, trying not to smudge the lip tint Ariana had applied. You're settling into it, she said softly. I glanced up. How can you tell? You stopped tugging your skirt every 10 seconds. I froze, then slowly lowered my hands from my lap. She smiled. You look comfortable. I think I am. For a moment, silence settled between us. A soft, warm silence. Then Ariana leaned back, crossing her arms. Ready for the real challenge. My stomach twisted. What challenge? She stood, tossing her hair over her shoulder. We're going shopping. My jaw dropped. Ariana, no. But she was already grabbing my hand, pulling me out of the cafe with unstoppable force. And before I knew it, I was in trouble all over again. The mall was loud, bright, overwhelming. Every mirror, every shiny surface reminded me of what I looked like, what she had made me into. Ariana guided me through racks of dresses, shelves of heels, displays of accessories. And every time I hesitated, she nudged me forward. Stop slouching. Lift your chin. Let the skirt move with you. Try this one. No, trust me. We tried on clothes I never imagined touching. Soft knits. Sheer sleeves. Skirts that spun when I turned. Heels that made my legs look impossibly long. With each outfit, my fear cracked a little more. With each glance in the mirror, something new sharpened in my chest. A spark. A pull. A longing. Not for Ariana's approval. Not for attention. But for the feeling. The softness. The beauty. The freedom. A freedom I had never allowed myself before. At one point, Ariana stepped behind me, adjusting a ribbon on a dress I was trying on. Her fingers brushed the back of my neck. A shiver ran through me. You see it now, don't you? She said quietly. I swallowed. See, what? The person you could be. My voice cracked. Ariana, why does any of this matter to you? She met my eyes in the mirror. Because I know what it's like to hide who you want to be. To pretend you're tougher than you are. To build walls so high no one can reach you, not even yourself. My breath trembled. Did you feel like that? She nodded, almost imperceptibly, until someone helped me break out of it. My throat tightened. And now you're helping me, I whispered. Her expression softened. You don't have to decide anything today. You don't have to label it. You don't even have to understand it yet. She touched my shoulder gently. You just have to let yourself feel it. And I did. Every terrifying, exhilarating, beautiful moment. Everything should have ended perfectly. But stories don't work like that. Because someone recognized me. A classmate. From my debate team. They stopped mid-step, staring at me like they couldn't compute what they were seeing. Is that you? My stomach dropped. Ariana stepped forward, instantly defensive. Back off. But the damage was done. My heart raced. My breath faltered. All the confidence I'd gained evaporated like mist. I have to go, I choked. I turned, stumbling out of the store, heels wobbling dangerously. My vision blurred as panic clawed up my throat. Stupid. Stupid. I knew this was a bad idea. I wasn't supposed to be seen like this. I wasn't supposed to let anyone see the softness I'd kept buried. I wasn't supposed to. Hey! Ariana grabbed my wrist. Stop, look at me. I can't. I whispered. Everyone is staring. So what? She demanded. You're beautiful. My breath broke. But it's not me. She cupped my cheeks gently, forcing me to hold her gaze. It is you. A part of you you've been afraid to look at. A part of you I am not letting you run away from. I shook my head, tears burning. I don't know who I am. She softened. Then let this be the day you find out. My heart stuttered. Ariana. She squeezed my hands. You don't have to be my doll. You don't have to be anything you don't want. But you deserve to explore every version of yourself, not just the one you think the world expects. Slowly, gently, she pulled me into a hug. And for the first time all day, I let myself cry. Not out of fear, but out of release. Out of discovery. Out of the terrifying, beautiful truth. I didn't hate the person in the mirror. I liked them. Maybe even loved them. Maybe even needed them. When I finally pulled back, Ariana brushed a tear from my cheek. Ready to go home? She asked softly. I nodded. But before we left, I whispered. Ariana, thank you. She smiled, genuinely, warmly, without a trace of rivalry. Anytime, doll. That night, alone in my room, still wearing the dress she chose for me, I stood in front of the mirror one last time. Not to judge. Not to panic. To understand. The reflection wasn't a stranger anymore. It was me. A me I never let myself see. A me I never allowed to breathe. A me I never imagined could exist. But now that I'd met them, I couldn't unsee them. And I didn't want to. I wasn't suddenly transformed. I wasn't suddenly different. I wasn't suddenly sure of anything. But I felt something I had never felt before. Possibility. And that was enough. Because the day I became my rival's perfect doll wasn't the day she made me into something new. It was the day she showed me what I already was. And what I could become. One step at a time. One breath at a time. One version of myself at a time. And for the first time ever, I couldn't wait to meet the next version.